A struggle many people in general and in our community have is to read the opponent's spin. So here in this video I'm going to share some tactics and techniques to make it as easy as possible to receive it. This video will have two parts, one for beginners and easy techniques and one for more advanced players with some more difficult techniques. And you're of course welcome to listen to both of them, since it might be helpful even if you have not played so long to hear about the harder ways, and even if you played for a long time, it's important to know the basics. Let's start with some easy techniques. The basics to receive a serve is to understand the four kind of spins. It's backspin, topspin, side spin and a side spin on the other way. We start out to talk about the backspin. It's created when you hit under the ball and drag against your opponent, or behind the ball and go backwards. If someone do a backspin serve, the absolutely easiest way to receive it is something we call to push, or we can call it cut. It's to have a very open racket angle, and slowly, it's possible to do it faster and get more spin, but to start with, to make it as easy as possible, slowly drag it against your opponent. The other way to take a backspin serve is to make a topspin. Then we have an open racket angle and we drag it from down to up with a fast movement or a slow movement, it doesn't matter, to create a bow of the ball to go over the net. The second spin is topspin, and it's created if you hit behind the ball and go upwards, or over the ball and against your opponent. The absolutely easiest way to take a topspin is to have a little bit close racket angle and go against your opponent. If you play to the net, you know you had a bit too close. If you play it out, you know you had the racket a bit too open. Let's move on to the side spin. The first side spin is when the ball spin with a left spin. It's created if a player play a pendulum serve, a windscreen wiper serve, a backhand serve who goes to the wrong side. For example, every serve who goes to the left for the opponent. And the easiest way to take this spin is to take it with your forehand. So the reason for this is that when you take it with your forehand, naturally you will have an angle like this who will go against the spin and kill it. If you don't play with the same hand as your opponent though, everything is opposite. So if someone do a spin where they make a movement to the left, the easiest way is to close the angle to kill the spin with your backhand. So the other spin works the same, and it's normally if your opponent make a movement who goes from their body. For example, a reverse pendulum, a tomahawk, a scoop serve, or a normal backhand serve. Here, if you play with the same hand, the easiest thing to do is to take your backhand, to close the angle, to kill the spin. You go against the spin, as we call it. Of course, it's always possible to take forehand on this serve, but it's not a natural move, so it's a bit harder. And also on the other side spin, it's possible to take backhand, but for most people it's harder since it's not the natural movement. But no matter which receive you're going to make, it's extremely important to be relaxed and to make soft movements. Because if you are stiff or make fast movements, you will lose your control. One of the reasons is that a soft hand, a relaxed hand, don't feel the spin as much as a stiff one. And a soft movement is of course more controlled than a fast, uncontrolled one. Let's move on to some more advanced advice. Of course, we always try to see what our opponent do exactly in the ball hit, because many players try to hide it for you. For example, by hitting the ball and changing the direction quickly. So, we try to watch what they are doing, but sometimes we are insecure anyways about the spin. And here are some advice you can use if you're not really sure. The first one is to always be determined and active, no matter which receive you're going to do. You need to believe in it. For example, if you push it, you need to make a real push. If you want to flick it, you need to make a real flick. Because if you are passive in your receive and do something in the middle between push or flick, or you're going to make an easy ball or miss, no matter which serve your opponent is making. A way to read the spin correctly, if you can't really see what your opponent are doing, is on the bounce. Because the bounce is different depending on the spin. For example, if it's topspin in the ball, the second bounce will make the ball go a bit faster and dive a bit more. While a backspin ball will jump up a bit more and not as much forward. It will stay up a little bit. It will not go straight up, but still not as forward as the topspin one. Myself, for example, do this unconsciously. It's nothing I ever think about, but I can still react different because I say, oh, now it kicked a bit and I'm ready for topspin. And this is something you get used to after taking a lot of serves. Your mind will just learn that, okay, when the ball comes like this, it's topspin. When it comes like this, it's side spin. So this is something you can think about, but you will also learn about it unconsciously and be better to take serves. I hope this video has been helpful.